Hi guys, and once again welcome to Rav's Retreat, the wood turning section of my YouTube channel. Now then, every time I seem to put this camera every time I put this camera down or turn it off, you can guarantee that within 10 seconds of turning it off, something else that I wanted to tell you about flashes into my head. And that's just what happened after I turned it off last time. The thing that I wanted to show you were these things. Now then, you can buy them from hardware shops, you can buy them from garden centres, but the best source that I've found, and the cheapest source that I've found, is from, in the UK we have things called pound shops, which basically is a shop where everything in the shop is £1 or less. Okay, now I don't know if you have them in America. I have heard of thrift shops over there. I don't know if they're the similar thing, or whether you have dollar shops, I don't know, or 50-cent shops or something like that. Anyway, that's where you can get these things. Now they are made for hanging spades and shovels up in your shed. You put them on your walls inside, and you can hang your spades and shovels and garden implements, you know, your hoes and rakes and whatnot. But they work absolutely fantastic as tool rest holders. Watch. Brilliant. They work brilliant. It's as though they were designed for this very use. Now then, watch. Here's one. Now you may be thinking, oh, it's a bit small though, it might slip between. Well, this is a 4-inch tool rest, so it's quite a small one. And watch. See? It can't slip between. Don't matter where you put it, it ain't gonna cut, you know, it ain't gonna fall out. It's as though they were made just for this job. They work brilliant. Now then, in the pound shop, they cost £1, okay? Or 100 UK pennies. Not for one, not for two, not for three, not for 5, but for 10. £1 will get you 10 of these things. So each one is costing you roughly 10 UK pennies, which even by today's standards is nothing. It's piffle. Okay? I mean, £1 these days is nothing, and you can get 10 of these things for £1. And look at the job that they do of holding your tool rests. You know, before I discovered these, my tool rests used to be stored down on the floor somewhere, and in the winter you could guarantee I went for a tool rest, picked it up, especially the cast iron ones, picked it up and it was rusty. I put them on these. What I do is I'll give them a rub over with an oily rag, and then put them in these, especially the ones that I don't use very much, like that one I don't use very often. So I'll go over it with an oily rag, put it in that, and there's no rust problems, you know. I know where it is, it's within easy grasp. And look at it, I mean, this tool rest probably weighs going on for what, £8? Easy. Well, maybe £6. It's I mean, people who's got a Powermatic 3520 will know how much these rests weigh. They aren't exactly light, and it holds them easily. See? It's as though it were made to do that job. They're brilliant. Right, so that's a good little hint that. Get to your pound shops, and if you can't find them in there, they do sell them at gardening shops and garden centres and you know, places where you get tools from and stuff like that. They're brilliant. Right, the next thing I were going to mention, which I forgot about in the last video, there are a couple of tool rests which I would like to try as well. Now, there's a company in Canada called One Way, which makes some excellent quality items. I use a One Way Stronghold chuck, and it's the best chuck I've ever had. It's a brilliant piece of kit, and you know, you can't fault it. It's engineered to last. Now they make tool rests, and they look really good. Now unfortunately it's not that easy to get hold of them in the UK. I know Tool Post in the UK have just started selling One Way stuff, so I'm thinking about giving them a phone call and getting myself a One Way tool rest. But I don't know which one to get, you know, which model to get, because of the length of the tool. The tool rest would have to be right. If I got it too short, obviously you're going to have problems, aren't you? So it needs some looking into. And also there's a company called Robust, an American company, and they make some excellent lathes. They also make some excellent tool rests. I think they're sort of cast iron, but they're welded, or they might be steel, but on the top of the steel there's an hardened steel bar welded on, and they look really interesting. But unfortunately there's nowhere that I know of in the UK that retail them. So I would love to buy one of those, because they look really interesting. They look like a nice shape as well. They look very robust, if you'll forgive the pun. But they look really well, but unfortunately it's pretty hard to get hold of them. What would be nice is if Mr. Robust, the guy who owns the company, was to hear about me, or maybe watch my video and think, there must be a market for my tool rest or my equipment in the UK. Maybe I should look for a retailer that can sell it. That would be ideal. So if you know Mr. Robust, whatever his name is, give him a bell or get in touch with him and tell him that there's plenty of wood turners over in the UK would love to purchase his equipment. That sounds a bit rude. Love to buy his tool rests and his lathes, but unfortunately we've nowhere to buy them from. Right guys, that's about it. I know I waffled on a bit there, but it looks good equipment, you know, and it's really annoying. I look through some of the American wood turning mags and I'm thinking, wow, look at, you know, I see some of the wood turning tools that you guys have got over there, and the equipment that you can get, and then, you know, it's not available in the UK, and I'm like, oh no, I would love that. But unfortunately wood turning over in the UK is very small hobby. In the US it's quite a big hobby, but over in here, over in the UK, it's a very small hobby, very small, and consequently there's not that many retailers. Right, but if you know Mr. Robust, tell him that there's some people over in the UK would love to purchase his tool rests and his lathes. Do me a favour if you would. Right, I wish. Right, I'm going to get off guys, it's too warm in here. Too warm. Let me just check again. Oh, it's actually gone down slightly. 34.6 now, it were at 35. Right, it's too warm, too humid. I'm off into the house for a nice cool drink where it's cooler. Catch you later guys. Take care of those fingers, those eyes, those lungs. Why? Go on, you know, because life gets hard without them. Take care guys, bye bye.